wasting or spending your hard-earned money right here in Nigeria. If you once you jump on live, please type hashtag live in the comment section. Let's know you're live. If you can hear us clearly, please type one in comments. If you can see our amazing faces, type two in the comment section as we dive right in. Now, before we go on, I um, um, based on experience and based on our playing in the field for a period of time, we have realized or noticed that over 80% of property buyers, both lands and houses, right, get scammed at one point or another. This has, I mean, by way of interacting with clients, hundreds of clients over the years, we have discovered this. I don't know, is that also your experience, Jacinta?
Yes, yes. I mean, almost every day we hear of land scam and people buying not non-existing lands or people even buying fake lands. So we get that news almost every day, and that is why we are here today. To give,
Amazing. Amazing. Especially Nigerians abroad.
yeah,
We realize that Nigerians that live in diaspora trying to buy properties in Nigeria experience this as regularly and as often as possible. And of course, they rely on family, friends, relatives, brother, uncle, to help them acquire properties. Um, I mean, these people have little or no knowledge around real estate and how to, buy properties, and so they just buy from people they seemingly trust. All right, and you see that at the base, at the core of buying fake lands or at the core of losing your hard-earned money to real estate investment is the lack of knowledge. All right, and this is what we're going to be looking at in this video. I'm Jeff Anozie, and with me is
Jacinta Okwa.
amazing. Now, just to be clear, fake lands here actually means acquiring properties the wrong way. That's just it. I mean, when someone hears fake lands, now look like, okay, there are lands that are sorry, are not genuine and all of that. So it basically just simply means buying land the wrong way. At the end of the day, you think you have a property, but you do not have one. And these are the things we're going to be looking at. How do we avoid this? What are the things to look out for? What are the things to avoid? What do you do? And in a few minutes, these are the things we'll be dissecting here today. I'm excited already. Are you? Amazing. So let's dive right in. Now, before we go on, if you're liking this already, please like this video, give us a thumb and share. Invite as many people as possible to come and listen and see so that they too can avoid, losing their hard-earned money buying real estate in Enugu and by extension in Nigeria. Now, the first point we're going to be looking at how to avoid fake lands or fake property in Nigeria is to verify the land title documents. I know you know the person that you're buying from. I know it is your secondary school classmate or your neighbor in your Ogbe that you're buying from, right? And but it is just right. It is just important that you check the title document. There are two sides to buying a land. There's the exchange of money, or the where you pay, for the land. But the other side, which is the legal side of it, is the title document. All right. So that should be attended to. You need to pay attention to that part. Most importantly, now ask for the C of O if the land has a C of O. So you need to cite a copy of it. Ask for the deed of assignment or a survey plan. This survey plan shows the position and boundary of the lands. Now, this is important. Also, check that the documents are genuine. Now, this document or copies of it that they have sent to you or given to you, you need to be able to check if they're genuine by going to the right authorities, the Enugu State Ministry of Lands if you're buying in Enugu, or any other relevant authority in any other country or state rather that you are buying these lands from. Now, if it's a family land or an individual land, a community land, please ensure that there's a document, usually an irrevocable power of attorney in Enugu, right? Usually an irrevocable power of attorney signed by all relevant parties involved. So usually in the families and communities, there's usually a committee, a land committee that comes together, to ensure that there's a proper transfer of ownership of land to you. So just to ensure that all the parties, all, not some, not one, not two, but all the parties involved have appended their signatures on the document.
All right. So the second thing you can do to avoid buying fake land is by using this document, just like he has mentioned, and going to the land registry to conduct your search. For Enugu here, you can visit the Ministry of Lands and Urban Development to verify these documents. Now, when a land is registered, it means that it is free from government interest, because before that land was registered, it has passed through process of registration. So for it to be announced as registered, it means that the land is free from government acquisition. So it is when you visit this Ministry of Lands or Ministry of Land that you can be able to ascertain, they'll be able to tell you that, oh, this land is free from government acquisition, or if it is under litigation or even a dispute. So you need to do that.
Exactly. Then number three, it is important that you confirm that the person selling this has the authority to sell. There's a quote in law that you can't give what you don't have. Buying a property from someone that doesn't have the authority to sell is as good as throwing your money away. That is what it simply is. All right. So it's important that you identify. Now, one of the issues we get to see a lot is a son, heir apparent, or supposed heir apparent of a property, like the son that's supposed to inherit it, right? Try to sell a property without the father's consent, especially when the father is alive, right? And that is one thing you should look out for a lot, especially around here in Enugu. So it's important you do that. Now, if you're buying from an individual, you need to confirm that they have the rightful, authority to sell. Usually, the name on the title document should be the name that you're paying. That's the account you're paying to. Exactly. The name should conform. All right. This is very important. If you're buying from a family, you're buying from a family land, ensure that all the family members, key decision makers, are all involved. As a matter of fact, even if they are 28 and a half, ensure that all of them sign.
Even they have.
Ensure that all of them sign. If it means them signing on 2, 3, 4 pages of the documents at the back, please ensure that all of them, everybody involved, signs, so that tomorrow nobody will wake up somewhere and say, oh, I was not involved in the sale of that land. This is important in purchasing. So once again, confirm that the seller's identity and the seller has the right to sell.
Okay, let me add that there's this example that I'll just give right here. There was this case I heard about. A client of ours who experienced it actually told me when he was trying to buy property. He said somebody sold a property to him, and then when he went to start developing the property, the real owner of the property now showed up. How does this thing happen? He said he saw the documents. Wow. He even verified at lands, but the person that was in possession of the documents was not the actual owner.
Imagine.
Now the owner was the brother, who now showed up later when he was now ready to build. Now the brother sold that property to this guy without his brother's consent. So yeah, confirming seller's identity is very important, especially when you're buying individual land.
Beautiful.
Right.
Very important.
Yeah. So the number 4, which is you need to visit the land physically. I mean, this is what we call land inspection or property inspection. So here you get to see the land as it is. So here you, if there are issues around that land, you may see things like multiple signposts on the land. So when you see that kind of thing, your brain should be ringing a bell. Or you also ask people in the community about the history of the land. You can go around, ask people, genuine people, because some people will give you fake information.
Sure.
And then you can also check out for signs on the land. This only happens when you visit the land, right? You can check up for signs like this land is not for sale, or buyers beware, or beware of 419. Those kind of things. When you're seeing it on a property and somebody is showing it to you to come and buy, you know what to do now.
Very, very important. At times too, there's this Otumopo, this can't tie your land.
Those red
ribbon and all those things. Look out for those things too. I mean, it may not mean anything, but just ask questions, just ask around, and be sure that those things too doesn't mean anything in actual fact. Now, amazing. If you're enjoying this so far, please like this video and share to as many people as possible so they can learn as well. As we jump on to point number 5, survey the land to check for encumbrances. Now, this is especially when you are buying an individual land or a family or community land. It is important that you get a registered, licensed surveyor to go to the land itself and pick coordinates on the land. The coordinate shows the exact location of the land. Every land has a unique name, right? And that's what the coordinates stand for, right? So ensure that you take a registered surveyor to site so that he can pick the coordinates of the land and also pick the different dimension, right, of the land. The 4, if it's a square land, I mean the 4 edges of the land, the 4 points of the land. He picks it and then goes to the, in Enugu now, Enugu Geographic Information System to verify the land, or any other place in the country you're buying. Just ensure that the registered surveyor picks the land. Now, usually when you're buying from a company, right, that has an estate land, yes, you can still bring a surveyor, but normally they do a general survey of the land and have it on something called a site plan, right, which usually is registered at the Ministry of Lands, which you can always use the site plan number to go confirm, the authenticity of that registration. So yes, point number 5, in order not to buy fake land, get a registered surveyor. Makanya.
Seriously, that point is very, very important. I mean, we've seen a case where somebody bought a land that does not exist.
I'm telling you.
They showed him this is where you are buying, and they prepared even a document for him. But when he got a registered or a licensed surveyor to check that land, he saw that this place they showed him is not even close to the one they showed him on the paper, right? So it's very important, especially if you're buying individual or even family land. Then the number 6 point right here is check out for court cases or land disputes. Now, some lands usually have some ongoing court cases, especially either between families or even with the government.
True.
At this point, what you can do, because most times you cannot verify it by just merely looking at the land, right? Here you can hire a lawyer, a property lawyer, right, to conduct, emphasis on property lawyer. Yes, because so you hire a property lawyer to conduct a legal search before you go ahead in making payments for that land.
This is very important, so you don't inherit
small court case.
A touch of court case. All right, so that's very important that you note. And then number 7, demand. Just ensure that you will get proper documents after you make your payment, it is very important that you cross-check, ask questions. What type of documents will you get after making your payment? There are a few things you should get upon making your payment. You should get a receipt of purchase showing that the seller has acknowledged receipt of your money. This is very important. It shows evidence that you made a payment. You should also get things like a deed of assignment, usually registered survey plan, right? These things are important because this is what you have as evidence. I mean, after buying a land or a house, if you're not moving into the house right now, or if you're not, and I mean, the land is like the most important thing, even buying a house, right? So the house is sitting on a land.
Exactly.
So it is the legitimacy of the land that is very important. So you can't take the land home. You can't fold it and put it in your bag and say, okay, I bought I'm now going home. So what shows that land is yours, in order to avoid buying a fake land, is the document you get, duly signed and handed over to you. So before payment, or just ensure that immediately after payment you get all these documents, because that solidifies your evidence of purchase on that land. And again, a receipt doesn't transfer you title. It just shows evidence that you have paid. A survey plan does not transfer title. It just shows the dimension and the location of the land. That's all. What transfers title usually is the deed of assignment, or in some cases, like around here, we notice that a few people also use an irrevocable power of attorney, to transfer that title to you. But ensure that you get a deed of assignment that transfers title, even with a property that has C of O. It's important that you get the seller to give you a deed of assignment that carries the recital, that's the history of the land, the background of the land, right, as well as the information, your information, showing that he has handed over this property to you without encumbrance and without any other thing. All right?
Yeah.
This is important.
Very important. So the last point on our list right here, how you can avoid buying fake lands, is by avoid rushing sales and extremely cheap offers. Now, this particular point, in fact, this particular point, people have lost their money through this way, especially those in diaspora. Somebody wants a buy and build location, especially, let me use Enugu, for instance, right? Enugu, for you to get lands that are buildable at the moment, it ranges from 15 million even up to 200 million.
Exactly.
Right? But when you now have somebody showing you a buildable location and the person is offering it to you for a very ridiculous price, like person be offering to you at 4 million or even 4.5 million, and because we like good things, right, we like good things that we want to pay cheap and we go ahead to make payments, that alone will make you to lose your hard-earned money. So avoid extremely cheap offers, except in the case of distress sales. And even in distress sales, there are some amounts that that are you sure this person is really in distress or not? So if the price is too good to be true, investigate properly. And also be careful with urgent sales that they are demanding full payment immediately. Now, Gako was sorry for the vernacular. Yeah, pay now so that you can get this property, right? Ensure that you avoid too good to be true. I've seen a lot. In fact, let me say 70% out of 80% land scam that happen is usually from too good to be true offers. So please stay away from too good to be true offers. Ensure you buy. I mean, you can always negotiate your price, but ensure that you are buying right and not buying properties that will put you in trouble.
Yes, and just to emphasize, yes, there are times when you can see sales that like the person that is selling needs money urgently. There are times you can see that
That's distress
Yes, a
sales.
distress sale. He's traveling out, he has urgent need and all of that. I mean, that's true. But usually when it's too good to be true, please investigate before buying. That's the point of all of this, right? And with this, we've come to the end of the points we have, trying to show you how to avoid, fake lands, as it were, in Enugu. Now, we have some recommendations for you, right? Yeah.
So the number one is you should involve property lawyer while trying to go in for any property transaction anywhere in Nigeria. Then number two, ensure that you involve a registered surveyor that can always go to confirm the location of the land before you go ahead with the property. And always engage the services of a verified real estate agent. Most times we use our relatives, friends, and people that we think they know about properties, and we get into trouble. Always ensure that you use a verified realtor when buying your properties, especially when you're buying for investment purposes. I mean, a verified realtor with his or her experience can guide you in the process and what is best for you at that particular moment.
Exactly.
So always engage the services of a verified realtor. And then lastly, normalize buying properties from a reputable real estate company.
Very important.
Normalize that, because most times we want to buy because our friend just opened this real estate company. You have not verified anything about the person and you go ahead. So to avoid buying properties from companies that today they are in this location, tomorrow they have fold up their things and then they are nowhere to be found. Please normalize buying properties from reputable real estate companies. So that is our recommendation.
Yeah, and I'll just add here that usually it's a bit more expensive normally to buy from a real estate company as against buying from an individual or buying from a family, right? And the reason is because there are other things the real estate company usually does to protect the land for you. Okay, there are things they have to do: the registration, the perimeter fencing, the internal road network, etc., etc. So these things make buying through a company a bit more expensive, but at the long run, they protect your investment, and this is why we're recommending this to you, right? So if you have any questions or concerns or recommendations, please, you can just leave it in the comments. We will do well to answer you as much as possible. And if you're looking to buy a property in Enugu State, Nigeria, or even in Abuja, you can call the numbers that are showing on your screen right now, and we'll ensure that we'll help you avoid buying fake lands or properties within these environments. So if you call us within this period, this week, next week, we have amazing offers for you this period. You want to call as soon as possible. And if you found this video helpful, kindly like, comment, and share. Share to as many people as possible, to your uncles, to your friends, to your relatives, everybody, so that they can, watch and avoid losing their hard-earned money. Any other recommendation?
No.
So till we come your way again next time, be safe. Remember, real estate investment is safe, is profitable, especially when you follow these guidelines and avoid wasting your hard-earned money. Enjoy a fantastic day.